Okay, we are going to go ahead and get this meeting started. We did have to reschedule this from our initially planned time to have this meeting last week. So we know that this was kind of an adjustment to juggle everyone's schedules. We might have one or two more people show up. So if they do, we'll just go ahead and fold them into this. As of right now, we do not have a quorum, so this will be an unofficial meeting, but we did want to make sure to communicate some important information to you, especially about our traffic counting program. And we can still take feedback on that even after this meeting. So yeah, go ahead and we'll actually skip the first agenda item then, which is the approval of minutes, since we don't have an official quorum to conduct business. So then our next item is actually the traffic count program. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up here. So what we have with this is this is something we do every year. We take 65 counts at various locations throughout Carroll County. So you will notice on this map, which we also sent out in advance of the meeting, that there are some traffic counting stations that are marked in blue and some that are marked in smaller red dots. So the blue ones are the ones that would be part of our normal counting program that we would typically do. And then the red ones are ones that we put in that aren't on the normal cycle, but are still important for various reasons. And we can change this. This isn't finalized. So what we would like is for you to take some time to look over both this map, and then we also have a table that gives a little more detail about the street name where the counts are being set and the location of where they are. So typically that's kind of between two different roads there. So we'll take any feedback on this up until the end of March. And then I would mention that anytime we do add a location, we do need to remove one. So just keep that in mind that we do have a limit of 65 total counts. So anything you would like to add, we do have to take something else out, which we can do. Typically what we've done in the past is when we've added something, some of the ones we've removed have been some of the ones that are kind of in the more rural areas of the county where they're likely to be lower volumes and not maybe necessarily have changed a lot since we counted them previously. So that's kind of the strategy we've employed. I guess while we're here, I will kind of just pause for a minute or two and give any committee members an opportunity to comment on this if they've had a chance to review it and they've seen anything that they'd like to discuss right now. So I'll go ahead and open the floor for conversation if there is any. Okay, well, I'm not hearing any, so I'm going to assume that that means that there are no comments at this time. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next agenda item. But I would just again remind everyone that if you do have comments, we would like them by the end of March so that we can kind of get this started in April. So our next agenda item is the grant application that we have. So to kind of explain this, this is what we use to pay for our work that we do with Carroll County. 80% of this is paid by NDOT and 20% match is paid by Carroll County. So I have it broken up into a few different work items. So the traffic count program, which we were just talking about as task one, planning support to local governments. That includes this meeting that we have, so like these meetings we have quarterly, as well as any other work that we might do. So if we were to do any work on the truck routing issues or any other sorts of work that we would do, maybe with some crash analysis or speeds or any of those kinds of things, would kind of go under that item. And there is also planning support to NDOT, and that's where we would coordinate with the the district on any planning items. I would point out that each of
I
these
don't see
individual,
that on here.
I'm sorry, you said you were having trouble seeing the screen share?
No, I wasn't having audio. Now I got audio. I think I'm good.
Okay.
Can you guys
All right.
hear me, Tim?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I was on the wrong link. I was on the one directly below your email, so.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so we had, just to catch everyone up, we had talked about the traffic counts. We had mentioned that we're going to take feedback on those until the end of March. So go ahead and take some time to review those and let us know any changes you'd like to make. And then I was just talking about the grant application that we put in with NDOT to pay for this planning work. So yeah, we have these different items that kind of cover some of our work. I would point out that specifically each individual item, the total budget is flexible. So if we were to do a little more work, say with under task 2, planning support to local governments, we could move some of the money from one of the other budget items to that. The real important thing is that the total amount there, the 40,000. So of that 40,000, NDOT would be paying 32,000, Carroll County would be paying 8,000. And as I always like to point out, that is a maximum. We will only bill you for the work that we do. So if we do less work than this, like let's say we only do, I don't know, 30,000 worth of work, then we would again only ask Carroll County for 20% of that. Any questions on this?
I kind of missed, like I said, I didn't have any audio. When was the last time that a traffic count was done on 421 and 18, our South Junction?
That's a good question. I don't know offhand. That might be one that NDOT counts. There are some locations on the state highways that NDOT will take counts on. So you might ask them about that specifically.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions about the grant?
Sheriff, I have a meeting with NDOT this afternoon. Would you like me to follow up on that question to see if they have any traffic counts or any items scheduled for that intersection?
Yeah, that would be great. We're having way too many crashes and fatals down there. So,
Agreed. I'll get back with you.
all right, thank you.
This is Matt from NDOT. What was that location again? I'm sorry.
421 and at the intersection of State Road 18. So that intersects in two places in our county. So it's the South Junction, south of Delphi.
Got it. Thank you. Just want to check.
Okay, just last call for questions on this item. Okay, well, hearing none, I think we can actually go ahead and move back now. When we started this meeting, we did not have a quorum, but we do now. So maybe I'll go ahead and turn it over to Mayor Yates and have him go ahead and go through the process of formalizing the minutes from the previous meeting.
Okay, again, I apologize. I was on a different link and I wondered why everything was so quiet, but so the only thing we need to just backtrack to the minutes, Tim.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. All right. So with this being an online meeting, we'll have to do a roll call vote, I believe, correct?
That's typically the process that we follow for our meetings, yes.
Okay, and the only thing I see on here is initials, so I will, first, is there a motion to accept the November 20th, 2025 meeting minutes? If you do, please state your name and who you're with.
So moved. It's Matt Deitchley from NDOT.
Matt, I have a first, is there a second?
Second.
All right, is there a second to approve the November 20th, 2025 meeting minutes? I have a motion made by Matt from NDOT.
Sheriff Tony Liggett, second.
Second. So we will do a roll call. I have a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call vote. So I'm just going to start in my upper left-hand corner because I can't see the names. MT, I'm guessing that is. So we'll start up top there. Is that?
So the MT, that's one of our staff members. That's Michael.
Okay. All right. So we'll go on to Sheriff Tony Liggett.
Aye for approval.
And Matt from NDOT.
Aye.
CTs. How about we go with Aaron Lyons?
Aye.
Tim, do you know who TT is?
Yeah, that's another one from our staff.
Okay. That is all it's showing on I'm also an I. How about Mike Fincher?
Sorry about, I was on the other link for some reason.
Okay. Is Pam back on here now?
No,
Okay.
I
How
think
about anybody that that I missed that I cannot see on this screen? Because this screen is showing up a lot different than it normally does. So anybody that I have not missed, if you will signify your vote and who you are with. All right, I still believe we have enough votes to proceed, Tim. So I don't know if you guys were keeping track of, but we have 5 ayes, which is we have a quorum, and that's enough to proceed with approving the minutes.
Yep, that's correct. Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So after, obviously Mike and I were on a different link. So you did traffic counts and you kind of skipped through a little bit about the grant process. Is that as far as you've gotten?
Right, yeah. So the 18-month letting list is our next item.
Okay, very good, which is good, a good conversation. So I will turn this over to the 18-month letting list. I'll turn this over to Tim or Aria, whichever one wants to take it.
Yep, that'll be me. So yeah, there's not a lot that has changed from the previous letting list, at least as far as we can see from our end as the MPO. So I don't know, Matt, if you had anything you wanted to add on this. Looks like the next project is going to be not until July of 2026 on State Road 22 there, and there was a successful bid letting since we last met in December there of the bridge replacement project there at Old State Road 25 on Deer Creek. So it looks like that project was awarded. Do you have anything you wanted to add about that, Matt?
I don't know, unless there's any questions.
Okay, Tim, do you have anything further on the 18-month letting list?
I don't, like I said, a lot of this stuff is still the same, so we don't
Okay.
have any changes to report. So it looks like everything should be as discussed previously. So unless you guys had any questions, it sounds like you didn't, I don't have anything else.
Nope, just a reminder to everybody that's on this meeting, if you could please help us spread the word for Monday, March 2nd will be the closure of Old State Road 25 for bridge reconstruction. We're trying to reach out to everybody we can to eliminate truck traffic throughout the city, to not jam up things within the downtown district. So hopefully a smooth start Monday, but we shall see. So that's all I have. Is there any comments from any of the board members that's online? Okay, hearing none. Area or Tim, do you want to see if there's any comments on YouTube or your Facebook page?
Yep, we'll go ahead and typically, so when we do stream these, there is a little bit of a delay, so we'll go ahead and wait about a minute or so, and then Aria will let us know if there's anything that's come through. But in the meantime, while we wait for that, I'll go ahead and fill some of the space by just highlighting the next meeting dates for the rest of this year. So May 21st is going to be our next meeting. We also have one scheduled for August 20th and November 19th. Typically, we are still planning on having those in person. This meeting was just kind of an exception because sometimes things happen, schedules get changed, and people weren't really able to make it on the 19th. So that's why we're having this one virtually, but we do intend to kind of continue our normal procedures of having these in person for the next 3 meetings this year.
Okay. I will continue looking at area. It's been about 1 minute. There's no public. Okay. So it looks like there's no public comments. But if there's nothing further from the members online, or Tim or Aria, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of adjourning the Carroll County Administrative and Technical Transportation Committee meeting, if you would signify by stating aye.
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 And I am an aye. Thank you guys for adjusting to the change in schedule here, but everybody have a safe rest of your week and see you in May.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Tim and Aria, thank you very much.
Yep, you're welcome.
These meetings are always a challenge. They're